Now at 5, storm damage reported in Missouri last night, including where a hospital had to be evacuated. And a church that's over 130 years old is no longer in debt. Bradley Brewer visited the congregation to talk about the church's plan for the future. And the latest on COVID-19 nationwide, where Governor Asa Hutchinson will be making stops in Region 8 this week for COVID conversations.
Region 8 News starts right now.
We'll take a live look from our Jonesboro Hilltop weather camera. It's been a nice day after storms rolled through the area last night. Ryan is out in the storm tracker right now, and well, actually in his backyard right now. What can we expect throughout the evening, Ryan?
Hey Hannah, you know, it's not that bad out here this evening. We've had a few clouds which have helped to keep the temperatures down a little bit, but there are a few isolated showers out there. If you look at Storm Track Doppler rate right now, you can see that we've got a few storms, southern parts of Butler County, parts of Clay County. We'll zoom in these areas, and you can see there's pockets of heavy rain from Culin down to around McDougal on Highway 62, 139. That's moving eastward, so Piggott may get a little bit of this rain, as well as Malden, and if Clarkton, if it holds together, a little isolated shower crossing out of Sharp County now, going into Lawrence County. You can see that's about to cross over Highway 15. Take it down a little closer down to street level there, and you can see that's moving very close to the Smithville area, right around Marvin Road, and moving over County Road 1450 right now in Lawrence County. That will continue to move to the east, and a little bit of rain coming out of Cleburne County into Independence County. If you look at the storm reports from last night, most of the reports came out of Missouri, but if you notice, there was a little bit of wind damage through parts of Clay County also, and we had some gusty winds, 40 to 60 miles per hour across some parts of Region 8. Coming up, we'll have an updated look at your 7-day forecast as we warm up going through the week. Hannah?
Thanks, Ryan. In Missouri, strong storms caused damage to several communities, causing crews to spend their night restoring power and picking up debris. Take a look at this power pole snapped in half. This was in the Dexter community. You can also see this tree leaning on one home on the north side of town. Fire Chief Don Seymour says thankfully there have been no injuries, and he wants it to stay that way.
What the public really needs to know, all the power lines on the ground still could be hot, and we'd rather them not be out moving tree branches today. Let Ameren do their work first, and then you can clean up your yards, because we do have lots of major power lines down.
Other parts of town also faced significant damage, one of those being the hospital, the Southeast Health Center of Stafford County. And here is video of that hospital after the storms tore through last night. You can see the power pole snapped in half in front of the parking lot while crews worked to get power restored to the hospital. Patients, staff, and the emergency department all had to be evacuated. One roadside worker saw the storm at its worst, and here's what he had to say.
We watched the storm come across, and it come across Highway 60 here in 1 Mile Road and ripped out the telephone poles right here by the hospital and ripped the tractor trailer over, and we just set it back up.
According to hospital officials, all patients and staff are safe with no reports of any injuries. Facility and leadership teams are assessing damage, and the hospital will remain closed until the assessment is finished. Meanwhile, in St. Louis, a 12-year-old girl died after reportedly being swept down a storm drain. Due to flash flooding, it happened while trying to exit this car yesterday morning. The car was swept off the road by floodwaters and landed on a concrete drain. 3 people made it out safe, but the girl fell down the drain as she tried to get out. Her body was later found in a creek. A Jonesboro church celebrated having the weight of debt lifted off their shoulders this afternoon. Bradley Brewer was there and learned what it means to the congregation.
First Christian Church has been around for over 130 years, and it's still going strong as they celebrated reaching zero debt on their new building today. The church celebrated by burning copies of their mortgage papers. Constructed in 2012, the church had been paying off the debt for just under a decade. And Pastor Don Martin says the only way the church was able to pay for the building was due to the generosity of the congregation.
Like the men here, the people that you saw here, so many sacrifice. I mean, there were some real sacrifice from some of our church members, and because they love this church, they love each other, and so it was a lot of sacrifice.
Martin and members of the church's financial board said that the building being paid off is a huge weight off their shoulders, which frees them up to focus on future projects. And speaking of future projects, one of the primary ideas the church has is to build an expansion onto its new building to focus on investing in its youth ministry. Reporting from Jonesboro, Bradley Brewer, Region 8 News.
The pandemic is taking hold once again in Arkansas. Governor Asa Hutchinson is urging you to get the vaccine, and he's making 2 stops in Region 8 this week. Tomorrow he'll be in Batesville at the Batesville Community Center. That event will start at 6 p.m. On Tuesday, Governor Hutchinson will be in Blytheville and will speak at the Chickasaw Arena at Blytheville High School, starting around noon. The events come as the Delta variant, in particular, is leading to a surge in cases, not just in Arkansas, but nationwide. And nationwide, at least half the states in the country are seeing a rise in cases because of the Delta variant. And because of those rising cases, some hospitals are once again facing supply shortages as the call for vaccines continue. ABC's Trevor Olt has more.
This morning, the Delta variant accelerating across America, driving up daily COVID caseloads in an alarming 25 states. In Missouri, the Department of Health sounding the alarm about widespread infection. Health officials are warning the variant is moving from rural parts of Missouri into more populated areas. Springfield's Mercy Hospital borrowing ventilators and pleading for more respiratory therapists to treat more COVID patients than they've ever had before.
We're seeing a lot of more intubations this go around, younger people that are getting this Delta variant.
And in Arkansas, a state with one of the lowest vaccination rates, cases have increased a staggering 110% over the past 2 weeks. The governor now hitting the road, urging everyone to get the shot, but especially young people.
Those that are going to the hospital now, the average age has gone down 10 years.
And joining the calls for vaccination, more people who barely survived the virus. Wisconsin father Mike Berry spent nearly 6 months in the hospital. He was resuscitated twice and even in a coma before finally coming home.
You need to protect yourself from the virus so that you don't go through what I went through.
Mike was welcomed back with a parade this weekend. His family even going back to the ICU to visit and thank the workers who kept him alive.
Back to school is just weeks away. Memphis health officials are doing all they can to get children vaccinated. Brandon Richards shows us how the Shelby County Health Department is helping out parents.
The Shelby County Health Department wants to make sure that parents have all of the records they need before the new school year. Meanwhile, the CDC issued new guidelines when it comes to students wearing masks at school. With the new school year weeks away, Shelby County Health Department leaders want to make sure parents and students get off to a good start.
We hope that we're doing our part to help restore normalcy in our community.
The health department held special back-to-school services Saturday, offering parents a chance to check their child's shot records and get copies of birth certificates.
We know that when school starts again, that many of our students will be returning back. School districts are requiring that their immunization records be up to date, and so this will ensure that a parent who needs to make sure that all of that is done can do it without taking a considerable amount of time of their work schedules to get it done.
The health department also offered the COVID-19 vaccine to parents and to children 12 and older. The CDC released new guidelines Friday, saying students and teachers who've been fully vaccinated won't need to wear masks at school this fall. It comes as the more contagious Delta variant takes hold across the country, including the Mid-South. Arkansas, for instance, reported over 1,000 new cases 3 days in a row. Health leaders continue urging vaccine holdouts to roll up their sleeves.
We want to just re-emphasize the need for everyone to get fully vaccinated.
Parents who weren't able to make it to the health department on Jefferson Avenue will have another chance. The health department will also offer back-to-school services next Saturday, July 17th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
It's a crime we reported on quite a few times, catalytic converter thefts, and those thefts are on the rise in Region 8. From January 2020 to May 2021, 90 thefts happened here in Jonesboro. JPD says they expect the number of thefts this year to surpass the last 2 years combined.
We have a large bus route, and so when our buses are being tampered with or not in action and working every day, it really creates a burden for our families and for because our kids, they suffer because they need to be here every day.
That was Lynn Cooper, the director of the Learning Center. Their nonprofit has been a victim 3 times. Journey Taylor has more on the crimes. Hear more from her tonight at 10. And next at 5, an 80-year-old graduated with a degree from college. But wait until you hear what job title he held before returning to school. And here's a live look from our Walnut Ridge weather camera. A calm day after the storms last night. But is there more on the way? Hear more from Chief Meteorologist Ryan Vaughn in just a bit.
Local news whenever and wherever you need it. The Region 8 News app. Download for free from your app store today.
Hank's Happy Birthday USA sale.
With our best-selling sofas and sectionals at the best price of the year. And big discounts on guest and master bedroom suites.
Come see us at Hank's Fine Furniture.
MRI is the gold standard in diagnostic healthcare, and as a patient, you can choose where you get your MRI. We earn your business every day by offering the highest quality diagnostics, service, and convenience. Our copays and deductibles are the lowest in the area.
When you need results fast, Millennium MRI gets the job done. I was in and out with my images in less than 45 minutes.
Same-day appointments available. Call Millennium MRI today.
Hank's Happy Birthday USA sale.
With our best-selling recliners at the best prices of the year. And big discounts on reclining sofas in fabric and leather.
Come see us at Hank's Fine Furniture.
When I got in a car wreck, the insurance company said my case was only worth this. But then Team NST got me this.
Get NST, get NST strong.
At Nahan Saharovich and Trotz, we won't let the insurance companies push you around.
I called this number, and NST turned my case into this.
Get NST strong.
That's winning the NST strong way.
Call 931-0500.
Everyone in Greylock is important. But if Greylock is going to survive, we need total control over what happens within our borders, including who does and does not get to drill on our land.
We just get one life.
Let's save this town.
Well, it's never too late to achieve your goals, and that's a message from one former state representative who finally got his college diploma at 80 years old. As Madeline Overturf shows us, his story goes far beyond a diploma.
It's like a kid going to the first day of first grade, I think.
Harvey Kenton says even after 8 years in the state legislature, a career in agriculture, and even serving in the Navy at the age of 17, going back to school to get his production agriculture degree was one of the biggest challenges in his life.
I had doubts, and there was times struggling with the technology part that I had times when I said, is this really worth it? But it was.
Former State Representative Kenton quickly became Mr. Harvey to his students and teachers, showing up an hour early to class and with treats.
I remember every morning he'd bring in donuts. And so he always tried to treat us or spoil us like a grandfather would.
Kenton's professors say it was nerve-wracking having a man with more life experience be their student at first, but Mr. Harvey fully embraced the college experience.
Harvey was one of my best students, and I always remember my best students, so he aced every test.
And while his classmates taught him how to do virtual school, Kenton was the professor in the School of Life.
Many of our younger students are working and they have family, children or whatever, and it can be really difficult. And because of Mr. Harvey's experience, I guess we'll say, he was able to say, look, you're going to get through this. We're all in this together. We're taking this class together. We can do it. And he really was a huge motivator for many of our students.
And Kenton was honored by his former colleagues at the state legislature and the governor himself.
He's just persevered and showed grit the whole way through. And that's what we love about our Delaware Tech students. They juggle a lot of things. They have a lot going on, but they persevere and they cross that finish line and graduate.
I want to be a resource for my professors and my classmates. Any of you seniors out there who are saying, always wanted to do that, go do it. It's there. Just reach out for it.
Well, cheers erupting from a Virginia park as a Confederate statue depicting General Robert E. Lee was removed over the weekend. It started 5 years ago when then high school student Ziana Bryant started a petition to have the Lee statue removed. She says now that her effort has succeeded, more work has to be done.
I mean, that statue stood for over 100 years. And so the university played a role in putting it up, the city played a role in putting it up. And so now it's important for us to hold them accountable and to make sure that they actually follow through on the change that they've promised.
Crews also removed 2 other statues, one of Confederate Stonewall Jackson and other of Lewis and Clark with Shoshone translator. A spokesperson for President Biden said Biden believes the monuments should be placed in museums and not in public places. Fencing at the U.S. Capitol is gone, just over 6 months after people stormed the Capitol on January 6. You can see people outside enjoying the sunshine as crews removed the final pieces of fencing. Work initially started Friday, but was called off due to heavy rain. U.S. Capitol Police say the current threat environment and recent enhancements to police response prompted the fence removal. However, the building will remain closed to most visitors. And taking a live look over Paragould. It's been a cloudy day, but Ryan, how is next week looking?
You know, as we go through the week, one thing that you'll see different from what we had today and really what we're going to have tomorrow and a good part of Tuesday is the humidity is going to start going back up again. Today, temperatures were held down because of the cloud cover. We had a high temperature of only 81 degrees, far from that average of 91. Now, picked up 83/100ths of an inch of rainfall from the storm system overnight. Coming up, we'll see if we've got more rain in the forecast and take a look at the rain that we still have out there across Region 8.
Some guys will say anything.
Hunter comes off as phony.
Do you feel like you're in love with Katie?
I don't think that I'm in a place right now. I'm falling in love. Absolutely.
Monday, no one's ready for 5.
The whole house kind of went into shock.
Surprise.
I knew saying goodbye would be hard.
Exits.
I just didn't expect it to be this hard.
And who they are.
All I'm looking for is to find my person, and it's very possible that my person just left.
We just can't say. The Bachelorette, new Monday on ABC.
Hi, I'm Jimmy J.J. Walker. If you're on Medicare, listen to this. I called the 1-800 number to see what extra Medicare benefits I could get. An actual person answered, looked up my zip code, and boom, I was offered extra benefits like dental coverage, including dentures, extractions, fillings, plus prescriptions, transportation, meals, and so much more, all at no additional cost. And then I asked about the benefit that adds money to my Social Security check. And get this, I'm entitled to an extra $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year added to my Social Security check. And I was like, dynamite. Call the 1-800 number on the screen and see what you may be entitled to. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-800-426-9924. That's 1-800-426-9924 now.
We come to work every day at Home Outlet to make our stores special. Our mission is to not be like other large home stores. It's to be different, with more inventory, the guaranteed lowest price, and to always be here to help our customers. We do specialize in kitchens, baths, and flooring, but we're a lot more than that.
Well, we've still had a few showers and storms across Region 8 today. Nothing severe, and the winds weren't like the storms that we had last night. But if you notice on Storm Track Doppler 8, we still have a few isolated storms. I see a bunch of clouds. That's what I've had, and that's been nice keeping the temperatures down just a bit. But you can see a wide perspective there of these showers kind of still rotating around on the back side there. We'll zoom in first to Clay County, Butler County, northern parts of Dunklin County. Seeing a few showers and storms right now. We've had a little bit of lightning with this. Little pockets of heavy rain at times there coming into Malden. Piggott, I'm going to zoom down just a little closer down to street level for you, and you can see that we've got these pockets of heavy rain, one east of Pollard now, one southwest of Piggott, Greenway, westward toward Highway 90. That's where we've got the heaviest rain right now. It's brief, but heavy nonetheless. Got one little isolated storm that just went through Smithville. That's going through the western parts of Lawrence County. We'll zoom in just a little closer there for you, and you can see it's coming through the Eaton area here shortly. Right now crossing over County Road 269 right around Highway 25. That's going to continue moving eastward if it holds together. And I just saw a picture of that one also. It's got clear skies around it, so a very cool looking shower to get a picture of because it's just kind of sitting there by itself. Rain coming into the western parts of the Cave City area, and then rain passing south of Batesville right now. Taking a look at some of the weather cameras. This is a live look in Paragould, and you can see they have a lot of cloud cover helping the temperatures out there. Live look right now at south side. You can see the flag there blowing in front of Mark Martin Ford and Kia, so it's a little breezy there, but you also see the sun is shining right now. Sun is shining also as we take a live look in Walnut Ridge. You can see the puddle there on the roof of First National Bank of Lawrence County, so there has been some rain, of course. Most locations picking up a ½ inch to an inch of rain over the past 24 hours. Over the next few hours, we're going to continue the 20% chance of rain. Temperature should fall back into the 70s by 8 o'clock for most locations if they're not there already. Corning right now is sitting at 77 degrees, a rain-cooled 79 in Doniphan right now, 79 Blytheville, Harrisburg's at 77. Dew points down a little bit from where they were yesterday, but still 70s on the dew point is still some pretty muggy air. Some drier air is trying to work in from the west. If you notice, dew points over in Mountain Home and West Plains over the past 24 hours have dropped anywhere from 9 to 11 degrees. So that's just an indication that the mugginess has dropped there, and pretty much everyone 3 to 5 degrees on the dew point. Cooler. An hour by hour look through the overnight shows any isolated showers out there now will kind of fall apart. Temperatures in the 70s for tomorrow morning. Could see some storms develop once again as we go through the day tomorrow. We've included a 30% chance of rain tomorrow afternoon on into the evening hours tomorrow. Once again, because of the cloud cover, we'll see the temperatures held down just a bit. We're breaking down the forecast for you here for our Monday. Rain chances at about 20%, at times going up to 30%. Temperatures going into the low to mid 80s area wide, and eventually humidity will start coming back up as we head toward the middle of the week. Notice how we get back into the low 90s by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and kind of stay into the 90s even into next week. But the rain chances will be coming up as we head into the weekend. 20% chance of rain each and every day. It's a low chance, but a chance nonetheless, so don't be caught off guard by a little pop-up storm if you drive a convertible or have the top off on your Jeep or something. Just have a plan B, have a place to dip into if you need to cover up your vehicles. Temperatures over the next few days will gradually warm back up. We go from the mid 80s to the upper 80s to the low 90s, and then the best rain chances are going to come this weekend with rain chances at 40%. Hannah?
Thanks, Ron. A former Hog made his return to the baseball diamond in Arkansas, this time as a professional player. You'll hear from Jax Biggers coming up next in sports.
Managing type 2 diabetes?
On it.
On it.
On it with Jardiance.
They're 22 million prescriptions strong. Meet the people who are managing type 2 diabetes.
Welcome back to sports. Today we continue our conversation with former Arkansas State tight end Kenny Raines. After catching up with the Batesville resident,
heart disease, so it could help save your life from a heart attack or stroke. And Jardiance lowers A1C.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects.
welcome back to sports. Today we continue our conversation with former Arkansas State tight end Kenny Raines. After catching up with the Batesville resident on a number of topics related to Arkansas State football, now we see how he feels about new head coach Butch Jones.
I think that Butch Jones will do really well. He's
or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Taking Jardiance with the sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Lower A1C and lower risk of a fatal heart attack? Yep, they're on it with Jardiance. Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
Up here, success depends on the choices you make. But I know I've got this. And when it comes to controlling his type 2 diabetes, my dad's got this too.
With the right choices, you have it in you to control your A1C, and once-weekly Trulicity may help. Most people taking Trulicity reached an A1C under 7%, and it starts lowering blood sugar from the first dose by helping your body release the insulin it's already making. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. It's not approved for use in children. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea.
Welcome back to sports. Today we continue our conversation with former Arkansas State tight end Kenny Raines. After catching up with the Batesville resident on a number of topics related to Arkansas State football, now we see how he feels about new head coach Butch Jones.
I think that Butch Jones will do really well. He's the first guy to come in with some Division I head coaching experience before. You know, he coached under Nick Saban, which obviously those guys coming from that program have been very successful. Ryan Applett and Brandon Joyner are both there who had a ton of success as players, and I think will be and are great coaches. I think they'll do really good things. Hopefully we'll come in and have success right away, but you know, I'll say too, even if it takes a little bit to build the program, that's not uncommon either.
Then we move on to check in with some pro hogs down on the farm. Former Arkansas Razorback Jax Biggers made his return to the Natural State earlier this week. Biggers now with the Frisco Rough Riders, the AA affiliate of the Texas Rangers, had this week circled on his calendar.
Really can't explain into words, but just like the feeling you had kind of like in your body and your mind, like knowing you're back here. And I knew I was going to see some friends from college this week in general, so it's kind of an exciting week overall, just to be back in the state. I look back and like never had a complaint, never had a problem, never had an issue. Coaching staff, teammates, and the fans at Arkansas were all great. I was truly blessed to be honored with that opportunity to go there. And then just the fans here were you just got like random woo pig calls in the first inning, fourth inning, like just kind of random, and it kind of just like brings a little smile to your face sometimes.
After a 5-0 win Saturday night, the St. Louis Cardinals have played their final game ahead of the All-Star break. Sunday's series finale with the Chicago Cubs has been postponed and will be rescheduled for Friday, September 24th as part of a doubleheader. Cardinals finished the first half of the season with a mark of 44-46. Memphis Redbirds closing out a series on the road at Louisville Sunday. No score in the second for Connor Capel, and he homers to make it 1-0 Memphis. Move ahead to the eighth, game tied at 1. Evan Mendoza, base knock out to right. That brings home a run 2-1 Memphis out front. Still in the eighth, Redbirds adding some insurance. Irving Lopez drops a base hit to left center, and that'll score another run. Memphis going on for the victory by a final of 3-1. That's it for sports. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Region 8 News is sponsored by Unico Bank.
It's okay to be hot when you're at the beach, but not when you're home. Get a new energy-efficient Heil heating and cooling system installed.
Don't argue with me, guys.
And stay cool. 12-month, no interest, no payment financing. Depend
Yeah,
on
testing
us.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Due to the difficulties surrounding the COVID pandemic, many employers who offer 401ks may have stopped matching contributions for their employees. This is Gary Snow at Integrity Advisory Group Wealth Management. If you are 59 and a half and no longer receive matching funds or have lost your job, call us. You may be able to roll your 401k into an IRA into positions that might be able to help better your situation without triggering a taxable event. This is an area we specialize in. Call today. We can help. Give us a call at 870-202-2555 or go to our website at integrityadvisoryar.com. We can help you with this and would love to have a conversation with you.
When the feet that don't take a break need a break. That's a job for O'Keeffe's for Healthy Feet. It's America's #1 selling foot cream for guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked feet. Also available in O'Keeffe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands.
Well, in consumer news, several Americans are saying I do. The wedding industry is making a huge rebound amidst the pandemic. According to the Shane Company, wedding bands and engagement rings are on sale. In addition, weddings that were postponed are taking place again as family and friends can now start gathering. One reason behind the rise in marriages is due to saving money, while many stayed in lockdown. And today is National Mojito Day. The drink originates from Cuba. It's made with rum, sparkling water, sugar, or simple syrup, lime juice, or mint. It's thought to have originated in the 16th century, and some say it was a favorite drink of pirates. Well, we go to Chief Meteorologist Ryan Vaughn with one last look at weather.
Hey Hannah, the overnight forecast calling for temperatures going to the upper 60s area wide. We're going to keep a slight chance of rain in the forecast, 20% chance of rain for tomorrow.